Every morning, rain or shine, she stood at the corner of Via della Conciliazione. Her hands weathered, her shawl faded, but her smile, as fresh as the roses she sold. Have you ever wondered how a single act of kindness can ripple through a life? This is not a story you'll find in the headlines. No scandals, no breaking news. Just a quiet corner in Rome, and a woman named Maria, the flower lady. One morning something happened. Someone stopped. Someone important. And what followed was a moment that would change everything. Hi, I'm so glad you're here, because today I want to share with you a real story. One that involves a humble street vendor, and yes, Pope Francis himself. But this isn't just about flowers or fame. It's about humanity, dignity, and compassion. Stay with me, because as we follow Maria's footsteps through the cobbled streets of Vatican City, you just might see a bit of yourself in her story. Maria had sold flowers outside St. Peter's Basilica for nearly 27 years. No permit, no stall, just a little wooden crate, a woven basket, and her blooms, daisies, roses, lavender, whatever was in season. She wasn't pushy. She didn't call out like the others. She just stood there, silent, warm, present, smiling at the nuns, waving at the children, nodding at the guards, like a candle that kept burning, even in the cold. Every morning, she arrived at 6:30 a.m., even before the tourists. She'd cross herself before setting down her crate. Then she would whisper a prayer, not for herself, but for those passing by, especially the ones who looked tired or lonely or lost. To many, Maria was just the flower lady. But to the street cleaners, the pilgrims, the guards, she was a gentle ritual, a reminder that something beautiful still existed. She lived alone in Trastevere, in a tiny apartment with no elevator, no children, no pension. But Maria never asked for help. She gave it, quietly, one bouquet at a time. One rainy morning, when the usual flow of people to the basilica was slower than usual, something extraordinary happened. Pope Francis was walking towards St. Peter's, dressed simply, his coat fluttering in the breeze, his eyes scanning the crowd as he made his way to the chapel for morning mass. It was a normal day for him. At least it seemed so. But as he walked past Maria, something stopped him. Her eyes met his, and in that moment, there was a silent understanding. Her flowers were beautiful, but it was her spirit that shone the brightest. He stopped, right in front of her. She didn't know what to do. Should she bow? Should she step back? But the Pope just smiled. And for a brief moment, it felt like the world had paused. He said something simple. "I'll take one of those roses, please." Maria smiled back. Her heart raced a little, but she handed him the most perfect rose she had, its petals a soft shade of pink, like the warmth of the morning sun. Then, the Pope did something that stunned everyone. He handed her a small gift, an envelope with a small donation inside. But it wasn't just the money that moved her. It was the gesture, the respect, the kindness. It wasn't about the flowers. It wasn't about the money. It was about the moment. A simple encounter that would forever change her life. Have you ever had a moment when someone's kindness left a mark on your heart? A gesture so small, yet so powerful? In that fleeting moment, Maria understood something profound. It wasn't the Pope's fame, nor his title, that made this encounter so special. It was his humility, his humanity. He wasn't a leader towering over the people. He was one with them. In that simple gesture, the Pope demonstrated what it truly means to be compassionate, to meet someone where they are, and to recognize the worth of every human being. Maria's life had been filled with struggle. She wasn't wealthy, nor was she someone the world often noticed. But on that rainy morning, she realized that to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged, it was priceless. This wasn't just about the Pope. It was about how we all can change someone's life just by showing up, by caring in small ways. A smile, a word of kindness, or a gesture of respect. It doesn't take much to make a difference, but the impact can last forever. And so, Maria walked away that day, not just with the memory of a famous encounter, but with a renewed sense of self-worth. She realized that she too, like everyone else, deserved to be seen, and she took that lesson with her into the world, spreading it in her own way. Because after all, every act of kindness ripples out, touching lives in ways we can never fully understand. Have you ever felt like you didn't matter? Like the world was too busy to notice? What small act of kindness have you experienced that changed your perspective on the world? As we come to the end of this story, we reflect on the lesson that Pope Francis shared with us through his actions. It's a reminder that in a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected, we all have the power to make a difference. We don't need to be famous, wealthy, or hold a special title. What truly matters is the way we treat others, the way we show compassion, and the way we lift each other up. Pope Francis didn't need to make grand speeches or do anything extraordinary. His simple act of compassion taught us that kindness and respect are universal languages that everyone can understand. And those small, humble gestures can have a lasting impact, creating ripples of goodness far beyond what we can see. So, next time you encounter someone, whether a stranger, a loved one, or even someone you may not agree with, remember Maria's story. Acknowledge their worth. See them for who they truly are. And never underestimate the power of kindness, because you never know how much it might mean to them or how it might change their life in ways you can't even imagine. What is one small act of kindness you can do today? How might that change someone's life? Before we wrap up, I want to ask you something important. What will you take from today's story? How will you carry the message of compassion and humility into your life? If Pope Francis can make a difference with just one small act of kindness, so can you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What small acts of kindness have you experienced? Or what can you do today to brighten someone's day? Drop your comments below and share your story. Together, let's create a ripple effect of love and kindness. And if this story moved you, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Also, feel free to share this video with friends or family who could use a little extra encouragement today. Let's spread the message of compassion, one story at a time. What small act of kindness will you do today?